Folks, welcome back to Nostalgianomics. One of the biggest age-old debates in the hobby has been, do I invest in English or Japanese sealed product? And it's been one of the biggest rifts, I would say, between me and others in the community, in the comments and other debates I've had with other YouTubers in the past, that I am very pro English sealed product and very against Japanese sealed product when it comes to investing. And it has nothing to do with my opinion on if I like the language or not. It literally just has to do with the data that I've seen. And I'm going to share all that with you today. One of the biggest debates, I think, was when Japanese 151 came out. And everyone, and I mean everyone, there were very few people in the entire hobby that agreed with me at the time because they said, Alex, English doesn't even have booster boxes. They're putting them in ETBs and other products. Japanese has booster boxes. English doesn't have master balls. Japanese has master balls. Japanese high-end sets do well where English puts their high-end sets in ETBs and people want booster boxes. They don't want those ancillary products and all these things. And I stood my ground. I said, I don't care about any of those factors. I still believe English is going to be the dominant and the more chased after language because that is what people prefer by and large, not just kind of in a small subgroup in this kind of online content creation space. And so we're going to share some data on how multiple sets have been performing. I'm going to show you some other things that have to do with English versus Japanese product. And as always, I'm here to educate you guys. I'm here to show you why I do what I do. I'm not here to convince you of anything. If you want to continue to invest in Japanese, go for it. If you want to continue to open Japanese or Chinese or Korean or any other language, go for it. It's fun. It's cheaper. I get it. But whenever the conversation shifts from fun to what would I invest in, I always have to take English. It makes the most sense to me. And so let's go ahead and jump into this. Before we do that, I got to shout out today's video sponsor. It is misprint.com. Guys, Misprint is a great place to not only buy, but also sell on. Buying is very simple. See something like this Groudon, you can click on it. Their bid-ask system, like the stock market, works great. You can always buy it at this price, and they always have a sell price when someone's willing to offer. You can always sell it at this price. So at any time, you can have instant liquidity on the buy or sell end. Also, if you're looking to sell on their platform, it's nice because they're set up just like TCG Player, where you kind of get up the levels based on how much you sell. And also, they only charge you a 7% fee to sell on their platform, which is much lower than what a lot of the other large platforms charge. And so whether you're looking to buy or sell, make sure to check out misprint.com, guys. The link will be in the description and the comment section below. Okay, let's start out with Japanese 151. So the boxes are still sitting in the 150s. Most people, I would say, especially if you got in near the beginning or after, some of the reprints, I think most people could have found boxes between $50 to $60. I know some people out there found boxes in the 40s. Depending on where you get in, your numbers can differ. But I think on average, people got in between 50 to 60, which would mean you're about 200% up on your money. Okay? Not bad. Again, remember, it's got the Master Balls. It's got the full God packs, not just the demigod packs. It has the booster box. It's a Japanese, high-end set, all those good things. Everything going for it. Everything shows that this should outperform an English ETB product. Well, first of all, the PC ETBs is not even fair, right? I mean, look, that's like a 10x. You 10x your money on PC ETBs. We're not even going to use that as a data point. I get it. It's not fair. The UPCs, however, have even outperformed the Japanese 151 booster boxes. The UPCs were widely available, $80, $90, $100. And so you're well over any gains you would have seen in the Japanese booster box, no matter what price you got in at. And then we have the regular ETBs, which are $245, which, as we know, these ETBs were widely available at $50 when they were released, as many as you wanted. Card shops did not have limits, and they were very plentiful. And so, 50 to 100, 150, 200, almost 250, you almost doubled the gains you would have saw with your Japanese 151 boxes. And remember, these were the same price as these. They were both $50 at one point, right? You could have bought either one of them. You could have chose. You could say, do I want Japanese? Do I want English? Japanese, you're left with a product at $158. English, you're left with one at $245. And again, I took more heat than anything for this, not only in my Discords, but also on my comment sections, debates I had with other creators on live streams, my channel or theirs, and everyone thought I was crazy. And this is why you need to stand on data and not stand on emotions or what you think the community wants based on what you see on some social media or some YouTube channels. Because guys, I've said it before, I'll say it again, this little bubble that we have on YouTube or in Discords or on Reddit is a small subset of the actual wide Pokemon community, and judging by what a few hundred or few thousand people think online is a terrible way to go about making decisions about this stuff. Glory of Team Rocket. It is now sunk under $100 a box. It's continuing to trend down. Destined Rivals is it's been pretty stable. It may be starting to fluctuate a little bit now, but this has absolutely got crushed, guys. This got released. I mean, I'm not talking pre-release. I'm not talking ridiculous pre-release prices. People were still paying almost $200 for this box at release. I mean, it's sunk over half. Now, at release, Destined Rivals was like $260. I think it's still like $240s. I mean, it's not. It's like 10% down, if that. Heatwave Arena, the second half, same type of thing. It's done nothing but fall off a cliff lately. It's just the last 3 months. Just in the last, I mean, we're not talking about the stupid pre-release stuff, right? Just in the last 3 months since it's been out a while. I mean, it's continuing to deteriorate away in price because people are starting to realize, well, I understand I like opening this stuff. It's cheap, but the real value is held in English product. And we can just go down the line, right? You know, Battle Partners, which is Journey Together, still very cheap in Japanese. Super Electric Breaker, which is Surging Sparks, still $80 box. Stellar Miracle, which is Stellar Crown, is still in the 50s. And here, this is a good one. This is the Twilight Masquerade. What they call it, Transformation Mask in Japanese. It's literally a $60 box. $60 box, guys. I don't care what price you got in at. What'd you get in? $30 a box? I mean, if you got in at 30, which only people that got that probably are like actual legitimate suppliers in Japan, maybe some stores who had some crazy connections you're paying $40, $50 a box for the set. You're barely up your money. The English equivalent is almost $300. $300. Guys, this box was available for $95, $100 on the open market. This was before everything went to the moon. You've literally almost tripled your money while you might not even be up much at all on the Japanese equivalent. This is probably the worst one. Snow Hazard and Clay Burst. Pick your poison. These sets make up Paldea Evolved. Which one do you want? Do you want Clay Burst? Do you want Snow Hazard? Either way, not up very much at all. Paldea is $350. Paldea is $350 booster box. This was an $85 box. Back when this was $85, right? These boxes were down in the 40s, okay? Lowest it got was the 50s here on TCG. So you're talking, you could have bought these in the 40s and 50s and not even doubled your money. Maybe you made 30, 40, 50, something percent like that. Paldea Evolved, triple, quadrupled your money. It's so stupid. It's not even comparable at this point, okay? I want to share a couple other things with you because a lot of people don't understand when I say this. Japanese was the original language. No question about it. However, I believe in being in items that are very liquid, meaning when you want to sell them, they're the easiest to sell. And so when you want to be in a liquid item, you want to be in something that the majority of people prefer worldwide. And so I went ahead and searched a couple things. What is the most popular language in Pokemon cards? It's English. It's English. Not only that, look at this. This is going to be very telling, guys. What is the most printed language in Pokemon cards? It's English. So let me clear this up for you. If Japanese is not even the most printed language, but it's still trending down and not as expensive as English cards, think about what that means. That means English is overprinted when compared to Japanese, but it's still in such high demand that the prices are stable and they're continuing to rise on a lot of the sets because it's just that sought after. That should give you a depiction of just how further the demand is higher than the Japanese side of things. Now, when you talk to a lot of people, they get very flustered and angry when I say things like that. And again, it has nothing to do with trying to be, mean or talk down the things you like or like to collect or, not like the Japanese language or the Japanese cards or anything like that. I speak from a non-biased numbers perspective. And you can go put all of the numbers up with any set you want. Go look at eBay, TCG Player, wherever you want. Look at how many boxes of each set of Japanese are selling. And then go look at the English equivalent and how many boxes of that are selling. English is more liquid. More people buy English product. Go look at all the sets and the price disparities. English product is continuing to rise and hold at higher prices and higher margins than the Japanese product. It's the most printed language, but it's still rising in value, so there's still not enough. And it's the most popular language that's collected worldwide. And so These are the reasons why I've always held my ground with this, even when it wasn't the popular opinion, especially a year ago when Japanese was going through its big boom and there was the big waifu craze and all those things, and you were having things shoot up, hundreds and thousands of percent. And I held my ground and said, hey, there's a lot of money to be made right now. I wish everybody the best who's dipping their foot in the Japanese side of the hobby. But I do believe a lot of people are going to get crushed, and there is going to come a day when English is superior again, and we're here. We're here, guys. If you go look back in history, go back to base sets. Go to Gen 1, Gen 2. Go look at the mainline sets and what cards are more valuable, what boxes are more valuable. The only things that are really high and valuable in Japan are usually the exclusive trophy cards, the exclusive promo cards, the really high-end exclusive products, right? Off the top of my head, everyone's into the ponchos right now, the Mario, Luigi stuff. That is the stuff that usually does very extremely well when printed in the Japanese language. When there is a one-to-one English equivalent, usually on average, I'm not saying you couldn't go pick one or two out there, on average, people prefer the English cards because the majority of people that collect Pokemon speak English, they read English, they want cards that they can read and understand. And so, again, I'm going to say it once, say it again. You do not have to agree with me. I am not here to hurt your feelings. It is not my bias because I like English or anything like that. It's just the numbers, guys. It's what the majority of people prefer, and that is why I continue to stay in my lane, and I continue to invest in English product. I offer Japanese product, especially in my streams, for anyone that does like it, right? Because, of course, it is cheaper to open. Chinese is cheaper to open. It gives you a different, unique perspective. It allows you to collect things without breaking the bank. There's a lot of goods that these other languages have. But for anyone who's putting sealed boxes away for appreciation, in my opinion, overall, I think you should stay away from it. So, again, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure you will. I can't wait to read them, and I'll be back in a new one soon. We're out.